Project Spitfire. Today we are going to be installing our camshaft. For that we are also installing timing gear, ARP bolts, and non-VT DoD timing cover. Putting back in this bolt, not all the way, and getting on this puller. As you can see, just press up against the bolt, and then we are hitting it with an impact to pull off this pulley. And this is what it will look like when it comes off. Good thing we're not reusing that. Alright, so right now we are pulling off this timing cover. Just took out all these bolts. Not quite wanting to come off, so I think I'm gonna take off this bolt and maybe this one too. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Alright, so we took off this piece right here. Pretty sure it's for the DoD. Look at the gasket, looks brand new. Anyway, so what we did, we weren't prying on the block at all, so we just went right up here and basically just popped it off just like that with the flathead, and off comes the timing cover. So all of this looks pretty confusing. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure what all of this is, but I can tell you for sure, we got the oil pump right here. Pretty sure this is something for the DoD. We are removing it, so not too big of a concern. Right here, we've got our guide and chain tensioner, and it looks like we've got another guide on the side here. And then right down there, that's the crank gear, and this is our cam gear, which we are also switching out with this 3-bolt cam gear right here. Now the main difference between this cam gear and this cam gear is this cam gear has one single nut on it that goes on the cam. Since we are installing an aftermarket bigger cam, we need a 3-bolt cam gear that will bolt on to our aftermarket cam. All right, so now we got this plate removed for the oil pump. We're gonna take a look at the teeth on this oil pump, and it looks like the whole thing's wanting to come off with it. All right, so we got the cover off. Looks like we got a little bit of scoring going on, nothing crazy. Honestly, nothing like, no gouges, nothing wild, so. All right, so we are going ahead and we are pulling out our lifters. And we are just looking for wear, and honestly, these do look pretty good. As for the sides though, I'm not entirely sure if that's normal, but pretty sure, I mean, yeah, I guess there's a little bit of wear on the sides. But we are replacing these parts anyways, so no big deal. All right, so we got stuff done. Took these out. We have all of our things that need to be sitting in oil and this little tub over here that I poured some old oil in. We have the oil pump in there. Don't know if that really needs to be in there, but I'll put it in there just to be safe. So now coming back to here, one thing you're gonna want to note, this dot right here, that needs to be facing up, which it kind of is. It looks like we're a little bit off, but you want cylinder 1 to be at TDC, which it is right now. But it looks like we're just a tiny bit off, so really when we're putting the new one on, we want to make sure that this is lined up with this. But I think for the new timing gear, this is going to be at the bottom instead of the top. But we're going to figure that out. So for this timing tensioner, what I did is I got a flathead, I wedged it up here, I pushed this up, and I was able to push this pin through just to kind of keep that out of the way. And then also go unbolt it as well. But now we're going to take out this bolt, and we should be able to slide this off, get the chain off, and pull that cam out. All right, so about 3 ugga-duggas later, and we got this nut loose. I'm telling you, man, this impact gun, if you're doing stuff like this, you should get one. All right, well, right as I unbolted this thing, it kind of just fell out. I guess on the DoDs, they aren't really held in there with anything besides this really goofy looking bolt. This is a really interesting looking bolt. But yeah, we're not really reusing any of this, so we're just gonna go and toss it in a tub and maybe try and sell it if someone really needs it. So, we learned something. Go ahead, spend extra money, get yourself the impact grade Torx bit. Yeah, oh, that's gonna be fun. Let's see if we can't get it out with a magnet. Oh, money. There we go. All right, we're saved. All right, so some updates. We went and we bought an impact set. Snapped that right off too. We got this one out. I wanted to go back to this top one again. It snapped it. So I don't think we are rounding it off because it still seems to be going in just fine, which I really hope it's not getting rounded off. I mean, it's definitely getting a little rounded off, but we went and our third set, we bought these ones from AutoZone. These are the beefiest ones I could find. Really hoping these ones can do it, because I don't really know what's bigger than this. Well, I got 2 more out. They came out pretty easily. But this one, I'm gonna go get it again. It didn't snap it, but it bent it. And now it is definitely rounded off. So I guess we're drilling that one out, which is really annoying. Okay, so that bolt, long story short, we got it out. It wasn't pretty though. Our last resort ended up being, we had to actually snap the retainer piece. We had to pry it up from the bottom and snap it off because apparently the head of the bolt had kind of welded itself to this piece, I guess from various heat cycles, and it just would not budge. So this is what the bolt looks like. Yeah. So you can understand why we unfortunately had to break this part. But fortunately, ICT Billet makes these for about 30 bucks. So with hardware included. So not that big of a deal that we had to break it. But we can finally get to taking out this cam. Now for the fun part. I am going to need 2 hands for this. All right, so you pulled the cam out. It is sitting in that bag over there. It is in phenomenal shape, I must say. These bearings, however, yeah, they got a little bit of wear. So I'm going to wait till I get a suggestion of whether or not I should replace these, but we are gonna go ahead and just throw that cam in because I don't really want to let it sit in that box. I'd rather have it sitting in the engine where I can keep it nice and lubed up. But yeah. All right, so the cam is in. I used an ungodly amount of assembly lube putting this thing in. Can't be too safe. But yeah, cam is in. That's gonna be our power right there, at least most of it. And since we are going to try and sell this camshaft, I don't know how successful we will be because most people are getting rid of these, not buying these. But this thing is in really great condition, so it's really important for camshafts that you don't drop them because they are balanced. So we're going to put it back in the box that the new camshaft came with because it is layered with foam. And then I just put it in this plastic container since it's, you know, covered in oil, just so that way it doesn't build up any kind of surface rust while it sits in this box, waiting for someone to hopefully come and buy it off me. So unfortunately for the engine, there's not much more we can do today, as we have to wait until tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, that's what it's saying, and we'll get here. Hopefully for tomorrow when we get our new retainer plate and hardware to put the retainer plate on, then we can put the Alright, well I kind of zoned out, so I kind of forgot some stuff to record, but flash forward, we had our timing all done. We're reusing the timing chain and the tensioner, but again we switched out this gear for the 3-bolt gear. When you're doing this, you want to make sure the little dot right there on the bottom lines up with the notch right there on the cover. And when you do that, cylinder number 1 needs to be at top dead center. Which that is, in fact, cylinder number 1. And that's basically how you do that. So you're going to slide it on with the timing chain. You're going to slide the gear on and the timing chain on at the same time while you have this in the back. And that's essentially how you do that. And then now, what you need to do is we deleted the VVT and the DOD. You're going to want this timing cover, a non-DOD timing cover. And we're going to clean it up a little bit, swap that sensor out from the old cover, cleaned in the inside, got this gasket on. And you're pretty much good to go, except, you know, oil pump, can't forget that. All right, so off camera, I put the oil pump in the oil bin over there. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I did. So yeah, then put the oil pump on, and I'm pretty sure cover goes on and we're done.